Hey! 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 Stay tuned, America, because we have what you've been looking for. That's right. Welcome back to 4242 WATC, the station of life. I hope you good folks are ready for an interesting evening. I'm your host, Samuel. So make your paper hats as we have famous tracks from all the best bands. The first track of the night is the beginning of an untuned melody by Avenue Pirouette à travers de la vie.
The beginning
is an untuned melody.
The beginning
is an untuned melody.
The beginning is an untuned melody.
Glaring and piercing, pushing light like food into my hungry young eyes. Softened but informal cushion supports my feeble figure and smells of chip fragments and dog fur. The screams, though of joy, are purely unenjoyable through the lens of unbroken ears. The rush of man's metal machines of movement hurtling headway down the highway, conditioning me to the eternal busyness of humanity. The sharp dinge of gasoline piques and pricks my sense of sense, and the air, though new, already feels so stale.
A world of phantom black, a world of nothingness, yet full of feeling and warmth. Yet then, I was blinded, not by an endless shade of black, but by an infinite shade of white. Yet it wasn't just white that had come to me. It was the unfinite collaboration of blues, reds, yellows, and silvers. The feeling of warmth went to cold, then to an embrace of warmth and love, which one will feel from those who care.
Tears fall into my face as a woman, my mother, kisses my tiny cheeks. She passes me to my father, who holds me gingerly with his strong frame. He seems a little lost at first, but I could feel his love for me growing stronger every second he held me. My mother and father were all I had at the moment, but it was all I needed.
Bright, blinding lights descending from a white sky and warmth from a scratchy blanket. Loud voices, some that express concern and others that radiate joy.
It is a miscolored, mismatched house, the sound of an oven heating up, and a hall cluttered with objects from bygone years, distant smell that every house holds, a cacophony of children running around tight halls packed tighter with knickknacks, and a screen door out front. The oven is still getting hotter. Pieces of lox are sitting on the table as bagel dough is dipped into the large pot by an old babushka. Winter winds howl outside, and a crying rings out through the house, one coming from I.
There's a squeezing in my cranium that goes all the way down my body, and just as suddenly as it began, it was over. I was free. Where was I, though? I opened my eyes for a moment, only to be blinded by bright, white lights. It was painful. My retinas ached and burned, contrary to my shivering body. It's much cooler here than where I was before. I want to go back. I opened my eyes again, now being somewhat accustomed to the searing luminosity above me. Looming over me was a humanoid figure, clad in blue and white, hair held back behind their head. I was picked up suddenly and without warning. Their hands were cold. I let out a scream from the extreme discomfort of fingers gripping me and prodding me all over. When no one responded to my cries, I stopped and relaxed, accepting my fate in the hands of this being. The longer I lay, the foggier my vision became. and the harder it was to remember what had just happened to me. No more warmth, no comforting darkness, just this cold and bright room with corners.
There's so much light. All I've seen is light and white, and faces I've known that want to protect me from all the dark that I already knew was everywhere in this godforsaken world. Everything is loud and muffled, a deafening whisper to my newly aged ears, rough hands against my soft skin, holding me close to this familiar stranger.
Light closes in on my eyes, forcing me to close them. Every noise in the empty room giving my ears a pulse. All around me is overwhelming. One face nurtures and calms me.
Yellow, yellow, red, with a hum of life that has never been heard before, with metal carts rolling by the door on the left. Outside the window, the sun burns through. Cars honk and crash, and music of all genres play in different corners of my world. How big the world I'm about to forget, to give myself an opportunity in this one. Something else crashes and my ears ring. I open my eyes and start to cry, because it's all too much, and my eyes have never experienced such a burning sensation. So I cry and let it all out. I'm sucking on the source of life, and getting milk from the ducts of a new home. To be nurtured is a new pain. Crash. Green sound mixes with red paint, and brown noise becomes an untuned melody. Strangers become friends on the first day.
This is such a rush. It's good. I think I'll learn stuff.
But this place is so big. Why? Why is this building so large?
Well, there's other people. They want to learn too, right?
Will learning be fun? Why was Mom so reluctant to let us get out of the car?
I think learning will be lots of fun. Mom probably doesn't like to learn.
Yeah, probably. Which room was ours again?
Just use your pencil, write out the answers on the answer sheet. This quiz is going to be done in 5 minutes. You need to focus. You only have written 2 out of 40 questions.
But man, this cube.
No, you need to focus on these questions, not the skube. What is a skube?
I don't think you understand. This is the coolest frickin' cube, man.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Phaedra. What's yours?
Oh, I'm Michaela. What's your favorite color?
I really like green.
Green's pretty cool. My favorite color is pink.
Pink's nice. What do you like best? Slide or swings?
Swings, but the slide, pretty cool.
I like the swings the best, but you know what I like to do on the slide?
What?
I like to sit underneath it, play in the mulch, and try and find as many bugs as I can.
Right now, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I really don't know what I'm doing here. Am I supposed to be talking to people?
I don't know. I feel like we're just supposed to be kind of sitting here and looking up at that big white thing in the background. But
Who are you? Oh, you're my desk mate, aren't you?
yeah.
Okay, I'm probably gonna be stuck to you next
Why did
to
Mom
you
and
all
Dad
year.
leave us here?
Okay, do you want to go hang out sometime?
Sure. The playground sounds really nice.
I like rockets.
Let's go.
Okay.
Sculpting compassion.
When he holds my face, it's like I'm the only one in the world, the only one that matters in this lifetime, and I hope I make him feel this way too, as he is my world. Everywhere he is feels like home to me. They say home is where the heart is, and he has mine as I have his, protecting it with my life. We're not perfect by any means, but we're good enough to me.
The purple rain has come again, falling gently down. My heart feels a small pain as the showers again leave town. Late do they bud in the tree that cradles the kitchen window. The blossoms then set the fragrance free, and a kind of peace it bestows. The dainty cones and umbels fair are a favorite of my transient fitches, a quaint happiness they like to share as the breeze fragrant makes them twitch. But to all things must come an end, and sadly comes the day when blossoms fall off the branches bent and the purple rain takes them away.
I roll my eyes to see the LEDs and the kitchen floor in the same breath. Wrinkled and wet, I rip a paper towel from the right side off the wall, to glide my fingers over your back as we pass, and touch the most sensitive parts of understanding, simply to stare, or gaze at the most perfect imperfections. For connection has meaning, sometimes unspoken, like a good hug, a back scratch, a piece of popcorn, handmade like this body, sculpted like the clay, pondering time and life. We think we live simply, not as simple as a deep breath and a sip of water from these hands, homegrown. Fresh strawberries to add to that summer salad. Sunlight drifts through the window, through dishwater, flowing from the faucet. Several mist droplets stray from the edges. To throw my hands up and stretch my middle, folding over myself to understand how movement feels. Passing the dish, feeling the texture of fired clay leave my hand, so you can dry the clinging water and put it away.
The island.
The vanishing.
The drive.
A rocky cliff so high above the waves, only the most daring gull can dive it. A mouthful of watery salt and scaly skin and bones. Our gull flies upwards to land with his breakfast on the step of a hidden stair. The familiar feet have trod up, 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 to the vast meadows of green. But what is that which contrasts this dry green ocean, like a snowbank in spring? A small whitewashed cottage slumbers lazily in the sun. A picket fence serves as its bed frame. Neatly spaced flowered vegetable beds blanket the yard. There's room for 3 or more, but only 2 dwell there until the day their children come and grow up and dream of life beyond the island.
"3 hours. That's all I have. That is when everyone returns, from where they disappeared to. But what will I do? What could I enjoy without others? I should take time to build my sanity. I should collect my marbles. I should find the missing pieces to the puzzle that is me. I should rebuild my spirit from the rubble left behind by others. I could build a city, a place to call my own. I could beat video games many times over. I could listen to my music playlist full blast. I would miss my friends. I would wonder where everyone went. I would relish the time when I am not in danger of my enemies."
The drive longed and waned. The road stretched through a sea of endless green. The hills dipped as often as they rose. At times, there was a town in sight, and at other times, nothing in sight except the never-ending green. The sights were to behold if you were the passenger, for the driver must always stay on the track of the road. The drive was lonely. The drive was peaceful. The drive was long. The drive was full of music. The drive was time.
spirits sleeping deep in the midnights where dreams can't lie. Words unspoken speak for their own rights. Why must I try? Souls of the damned sitting on flotsam while their wives cry. I can only console them for so long before I lie. What do I tell them of their husbands before they die? Can it be said they really knew them? What's on their minds? Are they aware of what they committed? That truth's not mine.
Time
everything.
is everything.
Time is everything.
Time is everything.
Time is everything.
To write without understanding is simply to draw, doodle, scribble even, uncontrollably, until every corner is full. And the paper, tattooed with ink, is thinner, softer, with noticeable indents. To run your calloused fingertips over and over again. To draw with words is to write poetry, sweet and in full bloom, marked and mysterious. I get so stuck in where I am, I stop allowing time to pass through me, rooted yet not growing. Take a sip of water, wake up, keep moving your body, your hips are holding too much.
Time is everything.
Time means nothing. It's irrelevant. Time is just used to help us make sense of the world. Without it, we would be nothing. That being said, time isn't nothing. Time is everything. It runs through our bones, through our veins, letting things move and flow, letting us move and flow. Just because something means nothing doesn't mean it isn't everything, the way time is for us.
I remember climbing a mountain when I was young. It had a fire tower at the top and blueberry bushes below. I sat down at the base of the fire tower, and my grandfather told me, "Today is tomorrow's yesterday." And I looked at him, a bit confused, bit confounded, and he said, "Time is a funny thing." I was in the car with my mother, flying down the freeway at God knows how fast. It was raining outside, and it was almost insane. And in the calm of the insanity and the chaos, I said, "You know, yesterday is today's tomorrow." And my mother said to me, "Well, time is just memory."
Time waits for no one, for nothing. Not you, but even I cannot escape its chilling touch. I'm cold, not emboldened, emaciated in my heart's darkness and the harshness of this final realization. Time given is time taken. But where are you taking it from? Who are you taking it from? Who keeps, who manages this collective measurement of the never-ending cycle of beginning, progression, peak, decay, and end? Why must this collective known as time encompass my every waking thought?
Time is of the essence.
Tomorrow is today, the future isn't that far away, and we are here now. This point in time was made for us, right lifetime for you and I.
Time is everything. Everything in time.
Time is to blame for tardiness. Time is to blame for inconvenience of the hour. Time is to blame for not being given enough of it. Time is the fault for everything. Time is everything. Everything is time. All are victim to drowning in its currents. No choice but to go with its flow.
As the semi crossed into my lane, hitting the driver's side, flipping my car, my life flashed before my eyes. Time slowed to a snail's pace. I saw my brother and I play as a kid. I saw my father taking me on my first driving lesson. Me and my mom baking in the kitchen while dancing to 80s music. Laughing as we threw flour at each other. Then the memories of my greatest regret.
Back in the year of 2005, I feel for the first time truly alive, like I'm gonna take on all of NYC. Possibilities are endless, could be the next MC. On my ice and more risk, could make no fist, just feeling and believing, could hop up ends, get out Ray-Ban lens. It's an experience, it culminates and falls together. It's life can get better, feels like it should. It's horror, but life is good. It's an experience, you can stop and say this, that, or maybe this. Wait, what's up? Yeah, I guess I could.
The craving of the rain, the slow ticks of the clock on the wall behind you, the fact how you don't actually sit still in a speeding car. You're moving just as fast as the vehicle separately. The stars sing, the fire dies, a supernova that never ends. Time does not cease to exist. Time is in everything. Time is the essence of the world.
Take your time. Don't rush.
Time runs slowly, crawling at a snail's pace, torturing with anticipation at any given moment it sees fit. Time runs away, escaping your grasp, every time you try to get a hold of it, to catch up with it, to control it. Time runs rampant. You don't know where the next opportunity will show itself. You don't know when to give up. Time runs out, the finale is present, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
It's all a blur.
Time is everything. Time is nothing. Time is spent, not used. Time is underappreciated and abused. Time is one thing that will always upset, and at the end, all we feel is regret.
Time machine.
Were you, or were you not, to bear witness to the extraneous expletive of extreme exacerbation that is time? Who are you to see and decide, and least, or maybe most of all, to be the arbiter of this process which we can never, should never, fully understand? I've always said mortality's a hell of a drug in the mind of someone aware of the time, but don't get addicted to the release of resignation to virile pessimism. Instead, entrench yourself in some form of optimistic nihilism. It's how I get by.
Nothing in time. We're out of time.
And your breathing in is part of the dance.
We thrive when it's the rare times.
Some long shots. I am a god!
Good morning, America. Welcome back to 4242 WATC, the station of life. That's right, folks. The Watka is back to. I'm your host, Samuel, the prowess of inebriated Plato, and the intellectual intelligence of a half-asleep Da Vinci. Tonight's program, we have all new tracks from the famous bands across the world. Please remember to take off your tinfoil hats, turn up the radio, and enjoy the show. Our first track of the evening is Everything Starts Again by Adam and the Oracle Apples.
I'm good.